Alright, so in this next video, I'm going to be removing my center console and my shifter console. When I'm doing my restore, I really like to go down to anything in detail. I found a shift boot that is in better condition than the one I have, and I found an e-brake that's in better condition than the one I have. So I'm actually going to be removing these two parts off my car and swapping them out with two new ones. As you saw, I have all the parts I'm trying to put on just laying right there in my passenger side floorboard. But with removing this area of your car, especially the shifter console, it allows you access to the radio, all the wiring back there. It opens it up to being able to remove your climate control. A lot of those have issues on these vehicles. So check out this video, let me know what you think. Okay, for the center console, it's going to be the exact same on both sides as well. There's going to be one bolt here and then one bolt there. They're just Phillips heads, you're just going to have to unscrew them. So undo those four, plus the two that are on the shifter console, and it'll lift right up. Okay, so to remove the center console, the shifter console, there's going to be a total of 10 bolts. And it's going to be exactly the same on each side. There are two bolts located right here, they're all Phillips head. There's another bolt that's located right there, and then there's another bolt that's located right here on the inside. And then if you see the main console right below the climate control, there's actually going to be two little bolts right here and right there that you're going to have to take out. Once you've removed all 10 of these, you're going to take the shift knob itself and you're going to turn it counterclockwise until it's completely unscrewed and remove it. Sometimes this piece, if they're actually in good condition, this rubber right here is fully intact and it's actually warped around this little plastic piece. I'm not sure what it's called. So you might just leave it intact and then you'll lift the console completely off. Or this little thing right here actually comes out of the shift knob as well, so you can just pull those apart and then this will stay screwed to the center console itself. There's going to be two bolts on the inside right here and right here that you're going to have to remove, and that's what's going to take this little shift boot out completely. Alright, you're also going to have to take out the cup holder. Just makes it easier to access these buttons. This is a fog light button. Some of you may not have it. It might just be one of those plastic filler pieces, so I wouldn't worry about popping it out. But these two you are going to either have to unplug or completely pop out from the bottom. So to take the cup holder out, we're just going to open it, kind of wiggle a little bit, try not to break your lid. I know these are hard to find and a lot of these lids get broken, and then you can just kind of pull it right out. And then if you want to pop these buttons out completely, just go from underneath. You got to give it some force, and then it'll just pop right out. And you can kind of unplug it right here. Just pinch this guy in, pull and remove. So do that for all three of these if you have all three. If not, it's just going to be these two for sure. This one's a little bit trickier to pop out. Sometimes it's got a clip on the inside that kind of holds it right here. So it's a little bit of a pain in the ass. If you can reach in under here and just unplug it itself, that'll be easy enough to do. And then once that's all done, you're going to have to kind of jiggle this around, sometimes down, sometimes up, just to pull this whole shifter or center console out completely, but it'll just lift up right over the e-brake itself. Okay, so we've got all our screws loose, we've got all our buttons out. Now this thing is actually just going to lift straight up. All these buttons are fake on mine, so there's nothing to unplug. So we are just going to lift it straight up and then hang it right over that e-brake, and the center console is removed. Okay, so now that you've removed all 10 of the screws that go into the shifter console itself, we are going to unscrew the shift knob. Alright, once that guy's off, it's easiest to pull the e-brake as far back as it can possibly go. Okay, now spread the sides apart and just start lifting up and out. There we go. Now the shifter console itself is out. Okay, now as I mentioned on the e-brake boot itself, there's literally only 2 screws that hold it in, one on either side, 2 Phillips heads. Just go ahead and remove those and slide it backwards out from under these clips. Alright, so the old one's been removed. Now we're going to reverse the process. I'm going to put in this new one. So, get it through the hole. There we go. Slide it down. Make sure it's under both those clips itself. There we go. It's locked into place. And now I'm going to put both my Phillips head screws back into these 2 holes. And my new shift boot has been installed. Okay, so now we are going to remove the e-brake because I found a better one. My boot is ripped and this chrome is all chipped off, so I just found one in better condition. So you are going to need a 12mm socket and wrench. That's all you're going to need for this particular part. You're going to place 12mm right here and unscrew it until it's completely off. There's going to be a single bolt right there. There is, sorry it's dark, single bolt right there. We're going to pop this little dress bolt out, and then we just have to unplug it right down here below. It's a simple little pull right out and it is off. And then the e-brake itself will completely just lift up, no problems. Okay. Try and make note of how far down this is, that way you don't over tighten or under tighten it. Sometimes it's definitely easiest to do with the e-brake actually not engaged, that way it gives it some slack right here. Make sure you're not on a slant though, so your car doesn't go rolling. Okay, then once the bolt's off, engage the e-brake. It'll pull that tension off, and then you just pull it right out. This little center piece right here will fall out. Don't lose those. This right here is what tells your car that your e-brake is engaged. That little plug is straight down below. It's going to pull straight off backwards like that. This is the little plug I was talking about. Just slides right on the end of this guy right here. And that's what tells your e-brake or your car that your brake is engaged. Okay, so another reason I made this video is not just to change out my shift boot and change out my e-brake boot. It's also to show you a few things that removing those panel pieces gives you access to the shifter itself. Maybe you want to install a short throw shifter or a short throw shifter adapter. It also opens it up for you to have access to the entire stereo unit. The cigarette bezel, there's 4 screws, 2 on each side, that you just pop out, and that'll remove that entire unit and unplug it. Okay, and it also gives you access to your climate control bezel, which there are just 2 screws located underneath here, and then you'll have to kind of pop it out, go through a whole disorder to actually pull it from the dash itself, and then unplug it and actually remove it. There's like a few screws, it's not too hard. I'm not doing a video like that, I'm not going through those whole steps, but I'm just showing you what you have access to when both the shifter panel and your center console are completely removed. So basically, you reverse the process, make sure you put in all your bolts for your e-brake, Make sure you tighten that bolt down enough so that the e-brake will engage. Don't forget to plug it back in. And then put your shifter console in first. And then put in your center brake, or I'm sorry, your center console. And just add in all the screws. Plug in all your wires by these. And then screw on your shift knob. And you are done. Nice little added plus too. Didn't realize that I was missing the bulb in there and that it actually wasn't in the correct place. So I got my light from my ashtray in the correct place, and I got a fresh new bulb in there. Okay, so the swap is all complete. If you thought this video was helpful, or if you have any other ideas for some videos I can make, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment below, subscribe to the channel. I'm going to be making more as time goes on. I'm just trying to do all the fixes that I need to do to my daily driver while passing on knowledge about how to get to certain areas of your car and how to dismantle the interior. But thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it.